Hey, good morning, Dave. Well, I've been a little warmer, but I can't complain too much. Thanks to Chris Conti for this hat, by the way. But yeah, we're right along Harding Place where this water main has been broken, has been affecting traffic now for several hours. Let me step out and show you what it looks like. You can see crews still working here. This is the westbound lane. You can see a big truck came in. Looks like they might be recovering the road there with asphalt. So perhaps we're getting near the end here with this water main break repair. We don't know how much longer it is going to take, but what we do know is that some folks are actually out of water because of this. The Travel Lodge, the motel right across the street, has been without water this morning. Crews have been referring to this side, the westbound side, as an icy mess. It was an ice rink, they called it earlier today. That's because when the water started spewing out, of course it froze just because it is simply so cold out here. One of the drivers was actually on the road and actually slipped off into a ditch. Thankfully, that driver is okay this morning. But again, the water main broke late last night. Still no word yet when it will be replaced, when everything will be finished. It's about 6 inches in diameter. And what we do know right now is that the Travel Lodge, the motel right across the street, is without water this morning. So again, we'll continue following this and we'll send you some updates as soon as we do get them. But for now, we're live here along Harding Place this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Cuthbert, thank you. And breaking news this morning, 13-year-old Ciasia Watkins has passed away. You may remember that the teen was shot in the head while sleeping in her own bed. Ciasia Watkins was at her grandmother's home in Lebanon Monday night when someone fired 20 rounds in the home. She was rushed to Vanderbilt, where she passed away this morning. Investigators do believe the home was targeted, but Ciasia not the intended victim. They're asking anyone with information to give them a call.
You don't have to stay outside very long this morning to realize just how cold it is, and that's very dangerous. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres continues now the weather coverage this morning. You're at the Room in the Inn, and lots of people, I would imagine, are going to need some shelter this morning, Matthew.
Yeah, without a doubt. And within the past hour, a lot of people have been flocking from some of the centers under the Room in the Inn winter shelter program. About a dozen churches stepped up from last night in order to have more space for the homeless population here in Nashville. But again, if you can stay in bed, do so, but not everyone has that type of luxury. So since this morning, there's been about 560 beds available, and they're expecting that for tonight throughout all the metro area regions here. Centers under Room in the Inn. So again, if you have to step outside, as you can see, wear a lot of layers. That's the one thing that they are asking. Loose fitted layered clothing. Of course, cover your face, nose, ears, cheeks, just any areas of your body that may get a frostbite. As well, try to wear natural synthetic fiber, wool, or silk-based layers. And if you're trying to get something warm to drink, try to get warm tea. Avoid caffeinated drinks, and that's according to a registered nurse. As well as some other symptoms that you can find is drowsiness, poor judgment, and slurred speech. So if you do see someone you know or just out on the streets who look very discombobulated or somewhat shaky and not themselves, call Metro Police 862-8600. They've already treated someone since this morning because the caller said they saw a somewhat homeless person lying on the ground. So again, pretty dangerous conditions if you are not prepared. We're reporting live outside Room in the Inn. I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5 HD.
Thank you, Matthew. New this morning, a fire at the old elementary school in Spencer, Tennessee in Van Buren County. We don't have a lot of details so far this morning, but the Sheriff's Department tells us the building is not actually used for teaching anymore. It is an administrative building. So as we get more details, we'll be sure to pass them along to you.
A man was taken to Vanderbilt after he was pistol whipped in the head, we're told, and then shot. Officers met the victim at Fain and Fairfield after they got a call, and then the victim told them that he met a man at Lewis Street and Robertson, not far away there, to buy marijuana. He says the seller instead pistol whipped him several times. Then there was a struggle. The gun went off. The victim was hit in the leg. The victim says he started running and stopped an MTA bus to try to get some help. Happening right now, a man who escaped from a mental health facility remains on the run. Danny Wright was going through a psychological evaluation at Middle Tennessee Mental Health Institute. He apparently climbed through a ceiling in one room, went to the other room, shimmied down, and then got out. He's accused of robbing a GNC store on Gallatin Pike and also evading arrest. He was also charged with assault after he allegedly threw a cup of urine on a sheriff's deputy. Wright was last seen wearing a black hoodie with a white design on the front side and dark pants. If you've seen him, call 862-8600. All the charges, all of them, have been dropped against a young man accused of a highway shooting thanks to some graduation photos supplied by Mom. On Monday, police arrested Jaquan Mason for the December crime, but the teen was actually, as you see from these photos that Mom showed the cops, graduating at the time of the shooting. Well, despite that alibi, Metro Police stood by the arrest, saying 3 different victims identified Mason as the shooter. Yesterday morning, however, police admitted that they had the wrong guy. All of the charges were dropped.
And in just a few hours, Music City will celebrate the life and career of legendary Opry member Little Jimmy Dickens. Hundreds of people came out to the Stars visitation last night in Nashville. Superstars like Brad Paisley there with his wife. Garth Brooks was also there as well. Little Jimmy played the Opry for more than 60 years, and his humor was just as big a part of the show as his music. There will be an open service for Little Jimmy at the Grand Ole Opry House at 11 this morning. You can watch it live right here on News Channel 5 Plus and on newschannel5.com. And that place will be packed today.